podcast episode with the official Otaku Crew. I am your host today, and as a reminder, all the official Otaku Crew podcast episodes can be found on Spotify as well as YouTube at the official Otaku Crew. Reminder: be sure to check out our sponsor for this episode. They're pretty cool and all that jazz. Today's episode, our candidates are Wise Man Lee, myself, Tensa, and Hammy.
Hey yo, what's up, everyone?
Hey.
Oh, there you go. We got Fat Albert in the house.
It's Fat Albert.
So, today's episode will be discussing a topic that's actually very close to my heart. It's not Studio Ghibli or anything, guys, but it's something I've always been interested in, to say the least. We'll be discussing the role of the monster and using examples from the anime Kaiju No. 8 and or any other animes. It doesn't have to be just limited to Kaiju No. 8. So a bit about Kaiju No. 8. The light novel was by Keiji Ando and illustrated by Noya Hidano. And the manga was purely done by Noya Hidano. There was apparently a Kaiju No. 8 B-side series. I'm not sure what that is, but I won't really touch on that. Now, anime was directed by Shigeki Miya and Tomami Kamiya. Oh my god, I'm butchering these names.
Come on, you got there, yeah.
I got there, I got here. So, really quickly, their notable works are Shigeki Miya's works. I saw it was Blood Lad. Tomomi Kamiya has a lot more works. We got animator behind Attack on Titan, director of a Jujutsu Kaisen episode, and storyboard for Chainsaw Man. So, quite a big repertoire under his belt.
Yeah. Oh, wow. What a group. Yeah, what a group.
I know. Like, I was pretty blown away. But the studio itself is pretty well-known. Studio IG for a couple of well-known ones. We got XXX Holic, Eden of the East, Blood Sea, Psychopaths, Ace of Diamond.
Yeah, I know of those. Okay, interesting. Yeah.
And apparently some of the last ones was Uzumaki, which we did cover not too long ago. So
yep,
yeah, we got quite.
Please go check out our channel for that.
Thank you, Leifon.
I got you, Hammy. I had to plug in the XXX Holic just for you.
Yes. I have my little Mopar plushies sitting right here.
I got you, Hammy. I got you. So where to start? Now, okay, I'll just go with what I think real quickly. The role of the monster has always been such a fascinating thing because the theme itself is just so... I guess you can explore it in so many ways. One of my favorites has to be like Frankenstein, because the biggest questions in the book of Frankenstein was who's really the monster, Frankenstein's monster or Frankenstein himself for doing what he did. And you could go multiple ways with that. Kaiju No. 8, similarly, you can go multiple ways with it. So just the duality of man and monster, or just the role of the monster, identity, etc. It's just very.
I could kind of see how you would compare Frankenstein to our main character Kafka in his kaiju form, because he is the unknown, where Frankenstein monster was the unknown, and so people in general just rejected his existence and everything, because he was kind of like an abomination. If you ever read the Frankenstein novel, the word wretched was kept repeating throughout the novel. And so for Kafka, like kaiju is the unknown, and it's pretty much the catastrophe symbolism they see. So when they see Kafka with that, they associate like he's unknown, he's a dangerous menace to society, needs to be stopped. That could be it too, but
that's for sure one of the avenues, Wise Man. But I find the timing of Kaiju No. 8 coming out as when it did was there was a lot of development of the monster cinematic universe. You had Godzilla, you had King Kong, you had the crossover, you had the Monarch show that came out.
Yeah, that's definitely sure.
And guess
so
what?
What's up?
They're all kaijus too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The timing was definitely perfect, because like thanks to the Warner Brothers
and the kaiju genre in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the MonsterVerse universe really took off, and so for Kaiju No. 8 to come around that time really helped boost its popularity for sure.
Yeah, and Pacific Rim. Let's not forget Pacific Rim ideally calls all those monsters kaijus. Now, Tensa, I'm going to call on you. Define what the word kaiju actually means.
If I remember, it is defined as strange beast if you separate the kanjis.
Okay. Strange beast. Okay. I can see that interpretation for sure, especially how
No,
they
those
come
are
out.
literally the kanji used for it.
Okay, that's literally the breakdown.
Because strange as an unknown, beast because they're basically beasts of nature. So
Mhm.
yes.
So let's get straight into Kaiju number 8 and all the fun stuff stuck with it. This is just my own little analysis I made. Was first episode, you hear his name, it's Kafka, and I'm like, wait, are we talking about Kafka like from the Metamorphosis? And because that's where my mind went initially.
Guess what? That's where his name is based on.
I was not expecting that.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That was just that was a lucky guess.
Yeah, I associated it with that too. And
But I
one
like
of my
the fact that
favorite
it was intentional.
sorry, I was just gonna say one of my favorite things about like monsters in general is when they're used as like a catalyst for transformation or for growth in a character. And we see that a lot in Kaiju number 8 too. Similarly to because the themes of Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka involve like a typical man getting transformed into, well, a cockroach, which I mean I guess could be considered a monster to most of us, right?
Yeah.
You know,
And just how like treatment of him within his family unit changes, and how people don't respect him anymore, and how people perceive him, and how that changes. So that's kind of similar to Kaiju number 8 too, because there's a lot of fear in how Kafka thinks that his peers will perceive him, despite the fact that he's on their side, just because he's considered like a kaiju now, a beast.
Yeah, like a quasi hybrid, I guess.
Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
Not even a hybrid.
Okay, Tensa, tell us.
Yeah, Tensa, wait.
What?
Think about it. He's the Daywalker.
The Daywalker. Hey, Misty. Look at the name.
If you catch my drift.
I see. That one is more accurate.
Yeah, actually, that's a good term. That's a good term, and I'll roll with the.
But you know where I got it from, right? Blade, because Blade was like the best of both worlds. He's half human, half vampire.
Yes.
He's the
Yes, I caught
Daywalker.
it. Yes, I caught
Yes,
it.
the difference is that Blade is really a half and half, but Kafka is actually just kaiju. It's actually been confirmed.
Well, for those who have been reading the manga, yes, but
No.
Let's
First
not get that
season,
far.
episode 11 and 12.
Oh yeah, okay. So would you say that his when that little kaiju monster went inside him, it started like altering his DNA, and now he's turning slowly into more of a kaiju monster? Like it's altering his physiology and
That's the
anatomy.
problem. He is, by definition, physically a kaiju.
I find that really interesting because I know it's like done in a literal sense in the show in the context you're just talking about, but I feel like the symbolism of like becoming the very thing that you didn't want to become, or becoming the very thing that the others perceived you as that you wanted not to be perceived as like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost, could also be kind of interpreted from that. And that's another theme that I see pretty often through like monster media. Like another media that I'm not gonna like go on a tangent about it, but I see a kind of similar vibe is Devilman Crybaby. Because of how Akira transforms into like a Devilman, and he also has a lot of identity struggles with his new, like, I guess, metamorphosis into not just a regular guy anymore, but a Devilman, especially with how those around him are going to interact with him and how he interacts with them given his new powers, and how he's afraid that they will see him a certain way or be afraid of him, and a lot of very similar themes there.
Sounds a lot like Ichigo in his hollow forms.
I had a feeling you were gonna go there. I was like, Tensa's gonna say it. He's gonna say it.
I was absolutely gonna say it, but I wanted you to say it first, but you didn't.
No. Only one of us is Tensa here, and that's you.
Fair enough. But it's not just the identity and perception. It's also what comes with it, because of course there's alterations of physiology, but there's also alteration of personality, like an inner monster kind of thing.
Right.
And we even see that in Kaiju number 8, the inner monster actually acting out. And I was like,
so, kind of like a Hulk scenario where like the monster and his human are kind of battling for control.
Yes, that kind of thing.
That's probably the best comparison to do, yeah.
I find that interesting though that struggle happened at the very end, even though Kafka in kaiju form did fend off quite other kaijus, but at the end with the major, it really went wreck loose. I don't know, maybe because that particular kaiju weapon was more formidable than the other kaijus he fought. I was like,
No.
why is it acting up? I
Not
wasn't
even.
sure.
Mini spoiler.
Mini spoiler? Oh,
They had history.
okay, the two kaijus themselves.
Yes.
Okay. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
mini spoiler.
Oh, it's okay, guys. It's mini
Yeah,
spoiler.
it's the I know you and I don't like you kind of.
Yeah, pretty much. They have beef.
I said, do you wanna fight me? Do you wanna catch his hand?
We'll just say that.
Okay, so there's a beef.
Yes.
Yeah, rivalry goes in.
Yeah. It's that kind of thing.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I have a question though.
Yeah.
So with this new power acquired, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, like, this could have happened to anyone in the story, but it's kind of it's the typical shonen storyline where a loser like Kafka pretty much had a dream, but it's pretty much a loser because he went nowhere in life. And then at one point he gets this big power and this big responsibility, and then he uses this to pretty much help his friends and help pretty much fight back against the kaijus. Because if you think about it, in this world, like they were losing, they were never gaining any ground. Like it would always be cataclysm and like destruction everywhere. And then with this power, he's able to change the tide. You guys think it kind of follows that way too? Is that what you think when you watch Kaiju number 8?
Great way to make it look like Chainsaw Man, buddy. No.
with the superhero trope, of course, because
Yeah, with the superhero trope, absolutely no. I will say that it was actually false. The problem is that we do see it on the perspective of Kafka. That is important for you. When you see it on the perspective of someone that did not get anywhere in life and managed to be the equivalent of a janitor and sees the lowest of the lows, of course you'll see that they don't seem like they're getting any ground. Even half of the season, you learn that no, they do. It's just that it's still a war. You have to understand that wars are never clean. Like if I give you one where there's no literal monsters in the physical sense, such as Gundams, there's monsters in the personality sense, but it's never a clean fight. So it's not so much that there's never a gain or loss of ground. It's that people will die, and sometimes your best warriors will die in a very unexpected way, because that's just how it operates.
Let's try to get more into the anime itself then. What do you guys think of season 1? What really appealed you guys the most?
It was more of the mystery aspect that they said this is the 8th one, so I'm like, oh, there's others that are just like, I guess, more anomalies, if anything. Like kaiju themselves are anomalies,
More kaijus,
but there's particularly 7 before Kafka who are.
There's actually no. There's 9.
9?
There's 9, yeah.
Oh,
if you include that other kaiju that acts like a human.
That's just season 1.
Okay, I thought he was the number 7, the one with the yellow.
No,
one.
that's the number 9. The one that you saw, that was number 9.
That was number 9. Okay.
But just to give you context, think of Bleach and the Espadas. So like, there's always like those little creatures, and they're all around. And then there's the big ones with bigger and those are the ones that are numbered. In fact, if you pay close attention, everyone with the designations are not kaijus; they're dai kaijus. In other words,
the sub ones, right? The ones lower.
The ones lower, they are not designated. That's why there's just kaiju at best. But then you hear kaiju number 8. Oh no, he's not just a kaiju; he's a dai kaiju.
So dai kaiju, meaning it's a upper level, like an upperclassman. Yeah.
Yes. In the same way that basically dai also means big, but or large. So no, like literally they pointed out that yes, Kafka in season 1 is rated as a big league kaiju.
Hmm.
In the same way
It's
that
kind of- it's
Inuyasha,
kind of
there's
like,
yokai.
Would you consider it kind of like maybe same way as how Soul Leveling does, where you have like tier ranks, so S tier, A tier, B tier, so
And Monarch,
pretty much,
yes.
yeah. So
Yes.
pretty much, Kaiju Kafka is pretty much ranked as S tier Kaiju right now. Yeah.
Yes, he is on a big tier, like, but like if everyone in season 1 were regular tiers, he would be close to a Monarch right now.
Okay.
One of multiples. In the same way that, if you watch Tower of God, absolutely a ranker.
Good
Okay.
anime, by
Nice.
the way.
Nice.
Just gonna put that out there, guys. Good anime.
I haven't watched it, but maybe one day get on that too.
The anime, not impressed.
I am very disappointed.
But the
Why not?
manhwa,
Well, yes.
please read it.
Good.
I know that season 2 is coming soon, so
It came out.
it already came out. Okay, so
Yes.
there you go. How about you, Hammy? What attracted you to the Kaiju number 8 anime?
At first, honestly, I was a little hesitant to start watching it, but I'm really glad I did in the end because, like you guys were talking about before, with the whole typical loser does a transformation and becomes relevant type of trope. I originally, because I don't get me wrong, I love Chainsaw Man, but Denji as a protagonist is not very likable to me.
Fair. That's fair.
He's just an
I
idiot.
agree. I agree with you 100%.
Listen, I've met people like him in real life, and I don't think they're deserving of saving the world. I'm sorry.
Damn!
But
They are
anyway,
not even saving the world. That's the problem here.
that's the thing too. His motivations are just so I can't even
Superficial.
sympathize.
It's pretty superficial. Like, I just want to live a good life.
want attention.
Yeah.
Not even wanting to live a good, comfortable life. He's like, I just want boobs. Shut
Yeah,
up.
I just want a girlfriend.
Yeah, boy.
One.
It's not. It's not. The problem is that Denji is portrayed as an attention whore in the worst possible way.
Either way, we're not talking about Chainsaw Man, so I digress. Aside from Denji and his gooner character flaws, I actually really enjoy
No, but
Kaiju
I'm glad you brought up Denji anyway. I'm glad you brought
also
up Denji.
like the fact
Yeah.
that Kafka actually pees from his nipples.
Huh?
What?
Did he
I mean, that's just
yeah.
a thing, but in terms
Is
of
that true?
Kafka,
Yeah. Don't you remember?
Yes, it's in episode 1. Come on,
yeah,
episode 1 and 2.
thing.
When he's scared, he actually pees from his nipples.
Are you sure it's not something else that's coming out? I don't know, man. I don't want. I'd have to go back and
No,
rewatch that shit.
Like if you listen to it and you listen to the dialogue, yeah.
Does the subtitle say "pissing" in parentheses?
Yes.
Oh shit, man.
Fall.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, when I was watching that at first, I thought he was lactating, and I was like,
Me
what
too.
in the fetish is going on?
Bro, wait.
No, that's actually urine.
Are we sure that he's already a kaiju at that point? It doesn't make sense.
No. That's when he was in kaiju form.
That's when he was.
Yeah.
Yes, that's when he was at kaiju form.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so there you go. The
remember,
kaiju-
remember the scene when he was running away, and he said that he wanted to pee.
Is he running away from in the hospital?
Yes, that's when. Yeah, while he was running away from the hospital. That is correct.
Okay.
In
I may have
kaiju
missed
form.
it. So it's funny then. At that point, that kaiju transformation pretty much started the change of his anatomic
It was
physiology,
instant,
where he
man.
starts pissing from his nipple.
Yeah,
That's crazy, man.
And I originally thought that it was on his theology only changed when he transforms and he turns back, right?
Yeah, so I'm assuming whenever he was changed back to human, in the end the kaiju in him was still changing everything inside of him. So yeah. Okay.
Wait, 10
Yeah.
seconds.
That's the proof that he was permanently altered.
Okay,
Mhm.
but okay.
Hence, mentally human, physically a monster.
Gotcha. Tensa, what were some of the signs that were showing after a couple of transformations that something was affecting him? Was there telltale signs?
The the telltale signs, actually, it was shown a few times,
Mm-hmm.
but because oftentimes he was trying to keep it on the down low,
Yeah.
and for one, you had the power incontinence, which is all what a lot of inexperienced heroes like. You gain in power, but you can't control it properly.
Yeah. Hey everyone, this episode is sponsored by Audible. If you're like me and you want to find yourself a pastime but don't have enough time in the day due to school, work, or commuting, let me present to you Audible. Now, many of you have heard about Audible, but I'm going to tell you a bit more about it. Audible is an American online audiobook and podcast service that lets you enjoy all your audio entertainment on one app, whether it be, for example, a few in my library are His Dark Materials, Percy Jackson, Aragon, Witcher, Lord of the Rings, and many more for you to discover. You can always find audio for books you have been wanting to read or podcasts you've been dying to listen to. You will also find all the Otaku Crew up-to-date episodes lists available on Audible. As an Audible member, you can also choose one title a month to keep from the entire catalog, which includes the latest bestsellers and new releases. If you follow our Audible link, www.audibletrial.com/officialotakucrew, you can start a free 30-day trial. So go to Audible now and start your free trial. You now return back to your scheduled episode.
And the other telltale sign is, have you noticed that he could not pull a potential on his suit?
True.
In universe, it sounds like he's just such a loser that he cannot pull a singular percent. However, my theory is that he could not pull out any of the potential because that was the first clue of saying, yeah, this is because he's no longer human that he cannot pull out that potential.
That's a good take, actually. I like that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, it's pretty much hidden potential. Like, the suit is just
It's for
trying to
humans, and he
for
is
humans.
not.
Exactly, it's trying to monitor
Yeah.
the power level of the human, but he's not human now. So that's why
So
it's
he cannot.
it's
So he
showing
cannot
low.
use
Yeah.
that suit. That's kind of how I saw it.
Until he
That's
got
very
1%.
And on top of that, a lot of people, like in universe, people saw changes, but they just couldn't pinpoint the finger yet. And it's how the guy with zero potential always ends up surviving.
Yeah.
True.
And he happens always to be with the ace of the team, and it's the ace of the team that gets saved. So it's kind of.
You could also explain that away with plot armor, but like, I see what you mean.
No, but that's the thing. Out of universe, we explain it with plot armor, but in universe, there was like, okay, there's something off, and we want to know. Like because usually we cannot. Plot armor usually hand waves it, but that was not something that could be hand waved. They were really saying there's something wrong or there's something off, or at the very least, it's a One Punch Man scenario where King appears.
Yeah.
And in that sense, they always think it's the ace, or when they know it's not the ace, this is where something's completely off. Later on, we see it in reverse. Not that we see that Kafka, because we see Kafka moves a lot, like in human form, starts to move a lot like his monster form. But
well, I'd say he got a boost in his stats. Like, he could run faster, he could jump higher too.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yes, but not in human form until like episode 10. However, something was interesting is when Hibina was the vice captain, was fighting Kaiju number 8. This was interesting because he expected a Kaiju to fight like a Kaiju.
Oh, but
But he was in reverse. He was kind of acting like a human and just running away.
And that threw him completely off too.
Yep.
Like that threw him completely off.
Well, because for Hibina, it would be the first time he'd be meeting against a Kaiju human hybrid. At the time he didn't know, of course, but you know.
Technically, no, because he was also fighting Kaiju number
9.
7. No,
7?
the red one is 7. The mushroom one is 9.
Did it?
Yes, the one that took a human form. That's 9.
Yeah.
Oh.
But there's the one I want to fight you. I think that one's 7, if I remember.
don't remember.
The
but
one who
I could be
almost
wrong.
blew up the entire planet.
Yeah, man came down from the
No,
heavens.
no, that one that one is not even designated, I believe.
Mm. Oh, the one
Oh,
with the
okay,
spore, with the
I'm
spores,
talking
right?
about the one that wanted to fight.
Oh, right. He kept
Yes,
evolving or something at the same time.
yes,
who's that
and he
one?
got shot by a laser cannon and gets decapitated.
That's rough, buddy.
A few
Right.
times, right? Or was this a once? One shot? Was it one shot?
A few times, this guy would not he does not get down.
That is true. And something
Hey,
something
Hami,
about
I had a question though. Earlier you said that you were hesitant to start this anime. I'm just curious to know what brought on that hesitation before you went on a tangent on Denji in Chainsaw Man, which is, like I said, I'm glad you brought it up because in a way he's also considered a monster too, and we're comparing both and see how they have differing personalities. But what kind of made you hesitant at the beginning?
Well, mainly, like I said, I thought it was going to be another like tropey type of thing because we've been seeing a
Well,
lot of anime like that lately, where it's like,
yeah,
oh,
it's very formulaic for sure, but I mean, this also has pretty much the same formula as a shonen anyway, you know, right? Main guy who's pretty much down on his luck, not going anywhere in life, but then big
Oh,
altering
actually,
event happens to change
I
his life, and
want to
then
mention something hilarious actually.
what's up, Pinsa?
There is a subvertation of expectation because usually a shonen features a young protagonist.
That's
Usually
true.
someone in their like 16 or 20s. This guy's in his early 30s.
Yeah, it's true. He is an old guy. I completely forgot
Yes,
about
and
that.
in fact, him being old actually comes up many times.
mm-hmm.
It's true. That's actually an interesting point
That is
too.
something. Yeah, so that is something they are doing a bit different for sure. I didn't consider that.
What I wanted to mention
It's also an anti-recipe for shonen most of the time. Like
Yeah.
most shonen animes does not like old characters.
True. The
Yeah.
young and stupid.
And
I think it's probably
And-
because of Kafka's personality is why we kind of like him still, even though he's old. He still has that like young, vibrant energy to him, you know? Like he's funny, he's silly
he
sometimes.
actually doesn't. He actually doesn't. I think he only has it when the situation gets forced on him. But if you actually listen to the conversation of his peers, he was actually depressed.
Yeah, 'cause
He was depressed, yeah, because for a long time, like his dream of joining the corps with his friend
Yep.
it never came true, and he got left behind. So that's why he kind of fell down that dark road.
And we even find out that he never failed the first step, but it was somewhere in the second step that he always failed.
Yeah, it was the physical one, right? The written one, he would
Yes.
always go through
And
it. Yeah.
it's because this for a guy that is a loser that never passed, we find out that this guy never really worked out either. Like he could have just hit the gym.
that's a
So
whole
it's a
other
bit of a
dedication.
laziness. It's his laziness that got him there. Okay, so then pretty much what his transformation is a cheat code. It's not like he had to work hard for it.
That's kind of
In
the
that
issue
sense.
that I had in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But at the very same time, my favorite part was that he had to prove that he was capable without transforming.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
While I was disappointed, it was fully expected that he either didn't pass or that he barely did. But in his case, barely passing was kind of good.
For him, at least, because that pretty much took him a step
Yeah.
further than where he would usually end up.
Yeah.
In
And that's
fact,
another thing.
they even mentioned that technically he is supposed to fail.
Yeah. What were we gonna say, Hami?
But
I was gonna say it's like it's more realistic too, right? Because another
Yes.
thing I was worried about before watching it was the whole Mary Sue thing happening, where like, oh, he's like a complete incompetent loser, and then he transforms into a kaiju, and boom, he's like otherworldly, godly, powerful, and he didn't even need to do anything, and just like,
we don't need another Isekai in my smartphone situation.
yeah, we don't
Oh.
need another like power trip fantasy anime. We need something more realistic that we can actually relate to. And so we got that from it, which was pretty great. And not only that,
Yes.
but we also have a likable protagonist who we want to see win. Like, we're rooting for him.
Yes, because guess what?
Yeah.
I like the idea that when he is not in kaiju form, his human stats remain. And that is very interesting because I'm gonna give you an examples of another protagonist. Let's go with Garo from One Punch Man.
Right.
Because guess what? One Punch Man has monsters too. And that's where I got and in this case there's kaijus and kaijin, which is this one's a weird one. But there's a character called the Human Monster.
Mhm.
And in a ridiculous world like in OPM, Garo gets to bullshit levels of power as a human monster. But even at the end of his saga, when he loses his monster powers, he is still strong. Obviously not as strong as
That's what he was
Is-
when he gained the powers. Yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha.
like we're still talking about
Like but pretty much what you're saying is because of his training, it stuck with him, so that's why he's so strong.
yes.
Whereas we were saying with Kafka, no training, of course, you're gonna stay a loser.
No, the point I'm saying that the power boost with Garo stayed with him, just not to the complete god form. Like let's just say cosmic Garo is not a thing anymore, but everything up to there, he still got it. And of course, because there's in that one is because there's also the tropes of what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. The guy's a martial artist, and his actual power is actually just learning as I go. Like that's an actual power. That's a stated power, and it makes sense.
And it's a realistic power too that like even we can have.
Yes, it's just that in his
Not-
case, it's just that in Garo's cases with a lot of life or death case. Oh, and even in early on, this is a guy that says, "If I was hit with that baseball bat, I'm dead."
Mhm.
And of course, in comparison to Kafka, the guy that never trains, the only thing that he has gain is durability, and we don't even learn that early because we just think that if he's in trouble and he stays in human form, he's in actual real trouble.
His
Yeah.
liability.
Yeah.
In a way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We only learn in episode 11 or 12 actually that he has the heart of a kaiju even in human form.
Mhm.
In other words, he couldn't even kill himself properly.
Tragic. Very
Obvi-
tragic.
Tragic.
But one thing I did like. Now, this is something I did like about Kafka, aside from all the relations we've drawn to him as a character, was that despite the circumstances where he couldn't tap into his kaiju abilities because he'd be exposed and all that, he made it up with his knowledge of kaiju physiology because I don't know, he worked
He was the cleanup
yes,
crew
as
for sure.
as a cleaner and knowing about the anatomy, that was
And it's funny, that kind of knowledge experience with him really helps out the Corps because they're like, wow, we never knew this. We never thought of
Guess
doing
what?
this way. Yeah.
That's precisely why the vice captain said,
Wanted him.
normally I would fail you,
Yeah.
but
with the
you have a
exclusive
lot of
knowledge-
knowledge that no one has. We
Yeah,
need people like you.
We need you. And funny enough, here's the thing though, if they wanted to take him, he doesn't need to be in the front lines. He could be in a division of like research or something like that. But they're like, you know what, because you want this, we're gonna take you because in one way, like your knowledge will definitely help out in the field work itself too. When we're out
Well,
on the
that's
front lines.
the thing. He's not
Yeah.
needed in the background. He's actually needed in the field. Because if you actually look at the earlier episodes, there were things that he needed to check and verify, and he was opening corpses just to make sure. Oh, there it is.
This one has a core. This one has no reproduction organs.
Yes,
That's it.
yes. So he was literally playing butcher and surgeon, and I kind of like that aspect.
Yeah.
Like because he's the guy who's like, okay, he's weak, but yet he's like, oh, there's the weak spots. Hey guys, I found it. It's kind of cool.
I think for me, what pleases me to this anime is that we get to see different types of monsters and their abilities and whatnot. Just for you guys, I'm just curious to know: is there a particular kaiju that is your favorite or that you like?
Because of spoiler content, no.
Oh, really? Wow. Well, that's unfortunate.
None at all. You're just like, no, nothing interests me.
In the sense of I cannot say because that would be a spoiler.
Well, let's say if you didn't know what you knew and you were just stuck to the season 1 of the anime.
Season 1,
Yeah.
you're going to. I don't like saying it, but the 8th one was my favorite because of the battle with Kikoku's dad. Because of specifically that one battle in the Berserk form.
Yeah. In the gymnasium, or like in that lab, whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
in the lab.
Mhm.
It's because of how usually
how much he was pushing him to the limit too. That's probably why you may have.
It's not even that. It's that of all of the kaijus that has a bestial mind, this one was crafty as hell. I'm going to destroy half of my body. My core's out of my body. Oh, by the way, I've generated a new body over there. I'm like, what? That was like, no. Like I was taken aback by how crafty that creature was.
Yeah.
However, if you want my favorite antagonist kaiju, it's the one that was fighting the samurai. The one that says, "I want an equal fight."
Oh, that guy. Yep. I can see.
Yeah,
that was a good fight.
Yeah. Like, however, the reason why I say I cannot say more is because we only seen 2, 9, the red guy, and it's really the fact that there's not enough content to go on.
Yeah.
However, so far, I like the idea of the 8 being crafty, and because it's like you expect a monster to fight with brute force. Since when does this one have skill? That was my take on it.
Minor spoilers though, but like this kaiju has been around for a long time too, so he's been gaining a lot of experience here and there too.
Most of the kaijus has been there. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Most of them has been there.
So this one's very with his host, of course. This one's very agile and very like you said, crafty, and is very versatile.
And yes, don't put more spoilers because of now you're just gonna spoil what Kaiju 8 actually is.
You better not. You better not.
Don't.
No, I don't want to go there. No. Yeah. What about you two? What about you two? Got an interesting moment or a favorite kaiju that you've seen so far?
I mean, for interesting moment, I guess you guys already talked about it though. I think the one that stood out to me most was like when he was battling the vice captain, and the vice captain like made that observation that he fights like a human rather than a kaiju. Like, I found that really interesting, especially since like as Tensa, everyone was saying it's been not confirmed but heavily like implied by this point that he's fully kaiju. So knowing that he still has like these remnants of humanity in him is pretty interesting to see.
I would say I'm more interested in kaiju number 9 because he is a kaiju, but he's acting very humanistic also because he's so fascinated with humans.
Yes.
And what really gets them going. Yeah.
I would say that he's interesting.
Very interesting, yeah.
Because he's the exact opposite of the 8.
Exactly. That's pretty much it, which is why the rivalry and their past really goes in deep.
Yes.
But knowing what I know now, like if I didn't know that far ahead, just within the season, he'd be very interesting kaiju that I would want to know more about them, of course.
Right.
Go through it, yeah.
I'm honestly,
you've been very quiet.
I'm with Tensa on this because there wasn't enough exposure to major daikaijus or kaijus that say that, hey, this is my favorite one. Now, the first one we ran into, the one that ends up chasing Kafka and what's the guy's name? First episode, I'm trying to remember his name.
Yeah, Reno. Yes,
Thank you,
what about
Reno.
him?
Yeah, that one that just popped up and started chasing, and Kafka didn't even have his kaiju powers yet, but I was like, okay, not bad. That's a very creative looking kaiju. If anything, I found it the most funniest just from its appearance.
It is, because it really felt horror movie like too.
Exactly that, the weird walking, just the way the body was moving
And
everything.
for me, it was different because let's compare with the first monster in Bleach. Let's compare with the first enemy in One Punch Man, or most monsters in other series. They're comical at best.
At first, yeah. Then they get really
This
creative.
one was actually scary.
It was. But one of the major themes of Kaiju number 8, just overall, something I've come to like, because there's just a deep I guess appreciation I have for it, is that Kafka and as well as Vice Captain Hibino, they both were told, like, in a sense, not told, but indirectly, that whatever they do, they'll never amount to anything. Hibino, for his way with the blade, like we see flashbacks of, I think it was his father or something, saying this will.
It was his father.
Exactly. Thank you. That this blade, you should forget it. It won't ever be useful in battle and stuff like that. And Kafka failing multiple times the exam and sort of like losing like the drive to reach.
I guess we like a good underdog redemption kind of story.
The thing is that underdogs are interesting. Like
Mhm.
in Hibino's case, he's not actually that much weaker behind the captain if you actually paid attention.
That's true.
They're 4% apart.
Yeah, and it's like, that's another thing. It's encouraging too for the audience, because it's like, wow, he managed to
Yes, as I said, if there's someone that has been told, yeah, your style is not needed, we don't need you, and somehow this guy is vice captain and barely behind the captain.
Yeah.
It's a representation of where Kafka could be.
Yeah.
He's a cool little boy.
Okay.
Well, here, the only other point I could really think of is that in terms of, sorry, I'm drawing a blank. It just slipped.
I will also like to mention that the human characters, especially Reno and Kikoku, they're interesting in their own right. Like how Reno, he's average, but he keeps growing fast. And
is that Kafka's friend? I forget who he was.
Yes, that's Reno. Yes,
the one we meet in the beginning.
The white-haired one.
Yeah, gotcha.
And he even switches bullet type by saying, "Oh yeah, those bullets does not suit me. I'm gonna use these ones so I can help everyone slow down." And I'm like, "Oh god, he's smart."
Him too. He has hidden potential.
Not only that, there's the guy with the mohawk that has been complaining about not growing anymore, and how he keeps growing consistently. That was something that I found interesting. He's not Kikoku with the shining 46%, but the guy learns fast, the guy grows fast, and I kind of like this. And when you hear all people on average pull out 20% and that's their max, I think he's one of the few who breached it. And that's only in season 1.
Yeah, I'm curious to see more backstory on the other members of the corp, like of the group, because we focus solely on Kafka, of course, but like I want to see more of their backstory.
Don't actually. We see some of the human characters, but we don't see enough of them. And I think that's because it's season 1.
Yeah. But I'm just saying for next seasons, like moving forward for the next story.
I hope that there's more focus on the human ones, because even they are interesting, and we do have a glimpse of who they are. Like the
backstories.
We do. Well, some like Hikoku has her own backstory.
Yeah,
he does. Yeah.
But and we know a little bit of Reno. However, we don't hear enough about the others. The others, we don't see their backstory, but we hear about like what they are, like what's their background.
Mhm.
And while it's interesting, I kind of want to see more of them, because this is one of those things where they're part of the squad, but for some reason, everyone in the squad are actually interesting.
And they're kind of important because they're the squad. Like they need each other to
And they
accomplish their
also
missions. And
it's because they all actually have their roles, and none of them
yeah,
are the same. So
it's an ensemble,
that's
pretty much a team.
yes,
Yeah,
and that's
go
what
on,
makes it
Tensa.
enjoyable.
Yeah, okay.
Well, here's a maybe something that occurred to me much later on. Like, could we say no? Because like Tensa made the point that when at war, things are messy and nobody often plays fair. Could we say the scientists in Kaiju number 8 that they could be considered monsters because one, they're harvesting kaijus, which they can, and creating weapons out of them? Could we make that argument?
You know, I gotta admit the weapons
I will say it goes
aspect.
both ways.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
really
but I
does.
gotta
Obviously,
Tensa. One
yeah.
thing I like about the show is that they're able to take like the weapons aspect where they're able to take the kaiju, study it, and transform it into the weapons that humans can use. That's something. Well, it's been done before for sure, but that kind of gives them an edge fighting back the kaijus.
I'm gonna say something very sad. This
What?
has been in every media before.
Yep.
This is not new.
Yeah, it's nothing new for sure.
nothing new, yeah, no,
However,
for sure.
the reason why I say that the scientists are not necessarily monsters has to do with the entire point of war. Keep in mind that the scientists are following orders at best.
That's true.
So it's not the scientists themselves that are monsters. It's usually the ones that make the decision of, oh yeah, turn this into a weapon.
So basically, the ends justify the means.
Yes, that's
purely
well,
that,
that's the
basically.
point of war.
Mhm.
Utopia justifies the means. That's kind of the point. And then consider that because of war is hell, this is why it looks so dystopian, because it kind of is to a degree. And Kikoku said it word per word. Once you have a designation, like a title, like the number, you are most likely going to become a weapon. And guess what? That's why Kikoku's dad, Isao, whatever. Yes. I have his first name, but I forgot his last name. But the chairman.
Gotcha. Yeah.
He has the weapon of number 2.
Number 2.
And and mini spoilers, his wife died against number 6.
Mhm.
Number 6 or number 2? You mean?
No, number 6.
Okay.
It's you'll learn it in season 2 who she died against. But the point is that there are many numbered kaijus, and some of them are so catastrophic that entire families die. And this is why
Of course.
the chairman is such a hardened man, because he lost his wife, my man.
Yeah.
And usually you're gonna become like Stalin when you lose your wife.
Yeah, and vengeful and resentful too.
And I wouldn't say resentful, because he's anything but that.
And a piece of shit dad?
That's the thing. He's not Tucker.
Okay, yeah. You make a good point.
Yeah, man, you went there.
Not resentful to his daughter, but like resentful to the kaiju.
But he's not loving and caring as he should be.
Obviously, he's stern and hard and does not give the daughter the proper love that she needs.
Yeah.
But understand that you're also in a world where doing that will get her killed.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why it sucks on both sides of the fence. But at the very same time, he really wants his daughter to succeed. That's why he's so hard on her.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that we it's just hard because even for the daughter, it's like it seems like everything she does, it's never enough.
Yeah.
And I understand the angst.
Oh, yeah.
I really do. But I'm also looking at the side of the father that I just lost a family member. I don't want to lose another one.
Mm-hmm.
And on certain circumstances, if those things are not done well, he would lose his daughter anyway, just not in a way that we expect.
True.
Example, maybe the daughter turns on the father.
Yeah.
Well, that is something.
And there are tropes like that in a lot of stories. And I want to see where that goes, obviously, but it's the fact that because of the constant war, I am more understanding and forgiving of the circumstance.
Yeah.
Tucker, best father of the year.
I doubt that.
Stop.
Oh my
Why would
goodness.
you say that?
I don't know about that one.
All right. So we're just about hit time for that. Is there any last thoughts, opinions, comments?
Nope,
Aside from
I'm good.
Tensa?
Yeah, I think Tensa's spoken well enough.
Yeah, I mean, I think we covered all the bases.
Yeah.
I will say that I am really looking forward for season 2.
Yeah,
me
I would
too.
definitely say that too. I'm looking forward to season 2, which is I forget. It's supposed to come out this year or
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So perfect timing for our review to go up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more excited about the next ending song because I'm just saying.
One Republic, man,
it slapped
for sure.
It slapped.
Yeah.
I was not interested in either the opening or the ending.
Why are you the way that you are?
Damn, man. Why you hating?
I'm sorry.
I'll
That
make you
was
listen.
like, but to me, it was not a con. It was just that they were not for me. However, you know when Kafka goes with his heroic team, like when he does his hero shit, there's like a song behind it, like a
Yeah. Dun 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 dun.
yes, that one. I love it.
There's like a country kind of song.
Yes, it was catchy. It was nice, and it kind of started to make me feel like I'm listening to, like, you know, sometimes when in Bleach Ichigo has his number one song
yeah,
playing,
the number one.
it felt it had that feeling.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sounded like it was Johnny Cash in the background, but it wasn't him though.
One day, Johnny Cash will appear.
Okay, so I'd say we've made good headway on this topic. A lot of back and forth about it, a lot of banter, jokes, deep analysis, and all that good stuff. So yeah, guys, if you like that, be sure to check out the official Otaku Crew at the following social media handles. You got Instagram, the official Otaku Crew, the TikTok channel, the official Otaku Crew, the Twitch channel, of course, where I stream. And if you like that, be sure to follow and subscribe because you'll hear some profanity from Tensa every time you do. We have the Facebook page at the official Otaku Crew and the Discord squad. My name is Leifon. We'll catch you all next time. Peace out, guys.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
See you next episode.